I'd like to say good morning to everyone seated here. First and foremost, for me, it's an honor and a great privilege to stand before you here this morning. And I also wish to express my profound gratitude to everyone seated. Your highly esteemed presence humbles me. I also want to say thank you to the board of directors of Tribitat Real Estate, and also to every staff and partner to Tribitat Real Estate. It's an honor. When I was sent an email that I was going to be talking about the estate and the building specification and the vision behind this newborn project, and I can tell you really that it's going to be first of a kind. Like I said yesterday, said before you see a dream come to pass, it must have gone through some processes, some spiritual processes, some brooding. According to the Bible, it said when God wanted to create the world, he said there was a brooding, as in God thought about it. So when you see something coming to pass, like a dream, a vision, I mean, it could have been a year, it could have been 6 months, it could have been 10 years, but it has to go through a process. Now, the Ambience Estate, yeah, it could be the first project for Tribitat, but realistically, it's a project that came about a dream. They dreamt about it, they planned for it. I was in the process with them. We're trying to get the best place to put the estate, and God said this is where it's going to be. I'll go straight to my point to say, first and foremost, what do we have to offer? What is our competitive advantage? We have a lot of building projects going on all around the world, and even in Nigeria, and even where we are right now, we have a lot of investors, we have a lot of developers. But one thing I think is very key in life is to learn to have a competitive advantage and do things out of the box. Go extra mile to do the right thing. Like I said, we are not trying to talk down other developers or those who have been building, but we have come to change the norm in the development and construction industry, most probably the housing. You know, everything in life has a standard and has a specification, and I think it's time for us to, first and foremost, think of how to do the right thing and how to satisfy those you are selling properties to, those who are investing in your property. Now for Ambience, we're not trying to put up a low-cost building or a low-cost project because we want people to be able to afford it. Yes, it's very affordable, but we are coming out with something that will make people happy, people glad that they invested their money or they put their money in a property. I'll start first and foremost, like I said, for us, construction processes is key in whatever we do. When the land was acquired, we follow through the process. For some of us, who are not really educated when it has to do with construction. I just like to throw a little light so that we can be knowledgeable. No knowledge is lost. The first thing we have to do is to do a soil investigation, checking the topography of the location. You can't afford to invest your money and build a house where flood will come and take over. I've seen a lot of structures, even on Lekki Phase 1. During rain, you see the house are filled up. They have to take up the first floor, the ground floor, to be able to retain the property if they can't afford to demolish. So the first thing we did was to take the level of the location. We did our soil investigation. That helped us to determine the type of foundation we're meant to put up to get the structure. After doing that, we came out with our architectural drawing. That's the second process. Then after that, we went ahead with our mechanical and electrical, which is M&E. Then after that, in between that, we're also doing our structural designs and analysis, which all of this has been done. And a proper bill of quantity has been put in place to determine, so they can determine the price they want to sell their property. I was trying to have a meeting with them. When I was talking to them, I said, you don't sell your property, you don't market your property for the fact that one company, let me use the word I saw there, Faithfulness Development Company, is selling for XYZ amount. I said, okay, I'm going to sell same amount. You don't do that. What you want to offer determines what you want to sell. I told them I can be in the same location with somebody selling the property for 30 million and I choose to sell for 50 million. It depends on what I want to offer. If you believe in what you want to offer, then you don't have a competition. You don't need to compete with your counterpart. Compete with what you want to offer. Compete with yourself. Have a competitive advantage. Do things rightly and do things that are pleasing even to you and to others. And that's why what we are doing in our ambience, our specifications, I'd like to talk about our floor plans. Now, a standard room, we all know, I mean, for some who know, it's about 12 square meter. So, but what we're having in ambience is about 15 square meter, each of our rooms. Our living rooms are 27 square meter. That's the size of our living rooms. And we ensure that we have a sizable kitchen of about 15 to 20 square meter. Then also, the facilities within the estate, we are providing a swimming pool, even though we know a lot of people don't utilize it in most estates, but we're also making it available. We're also making a green area available. Then also, we are adding an alternative energy, which is solar energy of about within 3 to 5 kVA, just as a backup for each unit. I thought to be excited about that. Just as a backup for each unit. Then also, we're going to have solar, like within the estate, like street light, then with whatever. So we don't have an issue when light goes off or whatever. You know the way it happens here. So it's going to be a 24 hours power supply. Security is going to be intact. We're going to have CCTV all over the estate, and we're also going to ensure that the sewage system, we're working on having a vacuum sewage system. So that will help not having people try to drive into the estate and come on. You know what I mean? Like everywhere smelling and all that. And also for our interior, I can tell you that don't look at the location that, okay, it's around, what do you call it, Abramadison, right? Yeah, because that's the mentality I think a lot of people have. Like if you want to build something that is not in Ikoyi, it's not in Lekki Phase 1, it's not, prime areas that we call prime areas, right? A lot of people believe that, okay, you have to try to come down, use factory error tiles, use WCs that are the cheapest in the market, right? That is not what we're trying to do. We're trying to do what is supposed to be done right. I'll give you the best of all WCs. I can promise you, I can tell you that. I'll give you the best of tiles you expected. I'll give you the best of finishing you can think of. I'll give you the best of doors, one of the best of doors. Like everything is going to be not something you install. I've seen many homes where people buy and you're trying to open your door after 6 weeks, then it's pulling out. We're not thinking about that. We're trying to build a brand that will stand the test of time. It's very key. I mean, for some of us who are listening, maybe you're trying to go into development, just take it. It's important. Don't look at what people say that, okay, because this location, I got this land for 5 million, then I need to build a locust house for 5 million. See, the truth is that if you build a locust house, what you put on the property determines the pricing. You can put a property at a Lekan, and it can be highly priced than what you put in what do you call it, Abramadison or Chevron. It depends on what you are offering your client. So for us, we are giving you, I don't know how to put it, but everything we're going to be doing is excellence. It's excellence. I mean, we are doing for people to come and see. and testify about it and talk about it. That this is real. We're not just talking. Then, because of time, I also like to talk about something that is very striking. Now, this is an off-plan project. You know, there's a difference between a ready-made house that is already built, that somebody wants to buy, you just walk in and you price it and you buy it. I want to give us a little knowledge about off-plans. You know how a lot of people complain when you tell them that there's an off-plan because of the norm in the industry, right? There's no trust. When you advertise an off-plan that this is what I'm offering, very few people that has faith, if I use that word, get involved in it, want to put their money in it. They want to see. You know, seeing is believing, right? That's what happened to Thomas in the Bible, right? He wants to see before he believes. That's doubting Thomas. Now, I'll tell you, off-plan sales and a ready building. I mean, there's advantage and disadvantage. But I'm here to let you know that off-plan sale has more advantage than a property already built and you're buying. You can ask me how and why. I'll tell you three key points. First, now off-plan sales give you an opportunity to be an investor, which is key. We should take up the mentality of consumption. Offplan sales give you an opportunity to be an investor. I'll explain that to you. If a property is advertised for XYZ, say 50 million for an off-plan sale, and it's going to take 12 months, right? Now, I'll tell you something in the industry, in the trend. I was trying to get a reinforcement for one of my projects. A month ago, we got the price of, say, 235,000 for a ton, right? 1 ton. As at 4 days ago, I bought it for 270,000 for each ton, for a ton, right? It means a difference of about 40,000, right? Now, if you get involved in off-plan sale, and I'm a developer, right? And you buy for 50 million from me while the construction was going on, you are part of the process, right? By the time I'm selling at the 12th month, and materials, as you are building, prices of materials are increasing. We know the way the economy is. What I sold for 50 million, right? It would be very unwise for me to sell 50 million at completion. Am I correct? So if you start investing your money in off-plan sales, at the end of the project, you may be privileged to earn 7 million, maybe I'll be selling for 57 or 60 million, right? So if you're an investor and you don't know where to put your money, and you can see a trusted developer, that's where to put your money. In a space of 12 months, right, you can earn 10 million. Depends on the value. But the value cannot be the same as at when you start investing your money. That's one advantage. Second advantage, I know in this part of the world, we have an issue with planning our fund. We don't plan. I'll be sincere with us. We don't know how to plan fund, right? We have money, we don't know how to plan. We prefer to keep lots of money in the account. So when you wake in the morning, you think about it that you have money, and you keep spending. Now, dollar went from XYZ amount to whatever amount it is. I mean, everybody knows what happened in the world, right? Now, assuming you have some money in the account and you never invested it, you didn't invest it, and dollar has gone so high. Do you know what that means? The value of your money has crashed. But the value of your money will never crash with real estate development all over the world. The value of your money will never go down. No matter the circumstance. Even if there's an economic crunch or whatever, what it does is called law of diminishing returns. It goes down, then later it comes up. And when it comes up, it doesn't go back to the same amount. It leaves that amount and moves further. So if you get involved in off-plan sales, all you need to do is to go and relax. Invest your money and watch your building grow. Watch your investment grow. And also, second advantage, in off-plan sales, it affords you opportunity to follow through the construction processes. We have a lot of houses already developed, already built. After say 6 months or 1 year, you begin to see cracks everywhere. I mean, you begin to see all sorts of things. You go back to what they call maintenance, right? The house that is built within 6 months. But if you get involved in off-plan sales, that means you are working with the developer. You have the opportunity to visit the site and criticize what he's doing. That I'm not okay with this and that. Then the developer will know that, oh, these people have invested money in this. This property belongs to them. I need to satisfy them. So it gives you opportunity to follow through your project. Yeah, some of us might say that, okay, I don't have time. That's why I like to just buy a house that is completed. You know the funniest thing? I've done projects that Clients come in and I'm so excited that they have to buy it, even though the quality was good, to the best of my knowledge, right? But the finishing, the client says, okay, your master bedroom is 30 square meter. Now you have another room here, you have a walkway. Crash it. It's paid already, convert it. I want my master's to be 55 square meter. But for Offplan says you have an opportunity to discuss with the developer. As long as you have invested in it, you can visit the site, you can talk to him. I mean, the internal, whatever, the outside structure might not change, but internally, you can choose to say, can you convert these 2 rooms to just a single room for me? I'm buying a 4-bedroom, and I want only 3 rooms. I need a large master's bedroom, I need a large kitchen. So it's an opportunity for you to follow through the process, right? And at the end of the project, you find out that you are glad that you did, right? So an Offplan says also, it's also a very great opportunity for those, like I said, who don't have the bulk of money. I've never seen where a wise person, right, has 100 million in his account, and there's a house for 70 or 80 million. Are you joking? And you just go to your account and pull out 70 million and buy it and pay for the house, and you want to keep working? When you buy a house for 70 million, you want to move it. You've forgotten you are going to furnish the house. You're going to make things right. Before you know, you spent another 10, 15 million. But this is very easy. If there's an Offplan sales, they're not asking you to pay 70 million. The house is 70, but they're supposed to pay for 1 year. So that gives you an opportunity to make a deposit of, say, 10, 15 million, right? And the other money you have, if you are smart, you keep investing it. You take from your profit to pay for the house. And before you know it, you become an house owner. I'm not trying to discourage that you can't buy a house outright. But I know it's in this part of the world, we are with that mentality because we don't have a good mortgage system. And what you have an option. If you don't have a mortgage system to buy a house, you have an option to buy a house within 18 months, which is Offplan sales. You don't have to think that, okay, because Nigerian system, we don't have a good mortgage. Speak with developers, talk to them, you can be a house owner. Follow through the construction processes. Spend time with them. Invest in them, in whatever they are doing. And before you know it, in 12 months, you own your own house. I know time will not permit me. I have a lot to talk about. At this time, I'd like to say thank you once more for listening to me, and God bless you.